hello. I am here with Senta Moses Mikan. Senta, hi.
Hi, Kristin.
I'm so excited. I almost told you this off air, but then I realized probably so many of the people that are listening to this are as excited as I am because I was, 13, 14 years old watching this show, and so many pieces of it had an impact on me. The character of Delia Fisher being a massive one. And I just couldn't have imagined 25 years ago that we would be here chatting.
25 years. Oh my God.
I know. Sorry. I said the evil number.
At the top of the interview. That's fine. We'll work through it.
I know. None of us can believe that it's been that long.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm just so excited to have you here. Joanna and I are so thankful to have your voice as a part of this. And, I have so many of the details that I want to talk to you about, but I figured we could start sort of in a more general sense because I read a little bit about your work and you've been acting basically since you were born. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it is accurate. My mom put me in commercials and print work when I was 6 months old, living in Chicago, and I've been doing it ever since. So my entire life.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very specific experience to have.
I've always sort of chosen it. There were many times in my life where I was given the opportunity to not do it anymore, because when you're going through high school or college or whatever, there are other things that come up. And on occasion, I had to make some tough choices. And I have always chosen acting in my career because I just love it. So I think the reason why I've been able to stay in it is because I love it.
I think that's a powerful thing, regardless of the career you have, if you are actively choosing it because you love it. That is a special thing.
Oh, it is. And then it's also coming from a place of gratitude. Like every time I book a job, it's like winning the lottery and I'm over the moon. And I feel like as long as I'm still getting those feelings, then I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Did you know this show before you were cast on it? Did you know My So-Called Life?
I was familiar with it because the pilot came across my desk. So I was aware of it, but I didn't really know the ins and outs of it before I auditioned.
Right. Yeah. And so tell us a little bit about that. What was the audition process like?
So the audition process was, the casting director was Jeff Greenberg. And I went in and I read for him. And then there was a callback actually at the stages, which were, they were in West LA on Tennessee Avenue. And the callback was at the stages. And in the room, I know Winnie Holzman was there. I know Todd Holland, the director, was there. He was the one that directed my first episode, Life with Brian. And I believe a couple of the other producers like Ed and Marshall and Scott might have been there. But I definitely remember Todd and Winnie and Jeff were in the room. And I read through, it was definitely the big guy burger scene where he crushes my heart. And
oh no, not that big guy burger scene.
Yeah, that guy burger scene. I remember that one being in the audition. I feel there was no dancing in the audition, which even to this day shocks me. Well, I don't want to skip forward to that whole experience, but
trust me, we're going to dig into that.
There was none of that in the audition. It was just a couple scenes. And I remember after finishing the reading, I remember Winnie saying to me, "That was a really lovely reading." And I said, "Thank you." And that was kind of the end of it. But that's very much the experience of auditioning. You don't know. They never book you in the room. So you kind of leave and you're like, all right, well.
Right. This could go in any direction.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, initially when I auditioned, it was just a guest star role. It was just a one and done sort of thing. Now, I don't know if Winnie and the producers had the conversation before that they might bring Delia back, or if something I did make them want to bring Delia back. I'm not entirely sure, but initially when I auditioned, it was just a 1 week guest spot.
I mean,
grew from there.
Having just watched, I just rewatched Life of Brian.
Oh, yeah, I did too, because it's been 25 years. Is
that true? Have you not seen it since it aired?
Well, I ended up watching it before the 20th anniversary because I did an interview back then, but it was very much of the, oh my God, what the fuck was that episode about? Oh, right. Go back and watch it again. So I just watched it again last week because I don't want to sound like a total idiot. So here we are.
Well, you brought up Winnie Holzman, and I
Yes.
just wanted to talk for a second about her and about working on a set where there is a woman at the helm of the show that's created this show, right? The character of Delia is in line with so many of the other female characters on this show, right? She knows her worth. She stands up for what she believes in.
Yeah.
She incredibly asks Brian to tell the truth, right? To like face that shit.
Man up. Yeah.
And so I just wonder, it seems like that must have so much to do with having Winnie at the helm. And I wonder what your experience was with her specifically. And then you've been on so many sets. So I wonder if you've really felt that difference, when there's a woman in charge.
Yeah, I love Winnie with every ounce of my being. She is just, to this day, she is one of the most wonderful people I've ever met and ever worked with. And my character of Delia was actually based on her in high school. So I was playing a younger version of her on the show. And I remember when she told me that, it sort of all came together because she has curly brown hair. Yeah. She was awkward like me at that age. It just kind of all fit. And I was so honored to play that character, knowing that it was a younger version of her. And she is, she's everything lovely and wonderful and sweet and kind. There is not a mean bone in that woman's body, but she is brilliant. And one of the things that struck me about her is how in tune she was with her cast, how curious she was about them and what went on in their lives. And I remember on the second or third day of shooting, she asked me, how I was doing, if I was having fun, all of that. And I remember saying to her, I'm having so much fun and I can't believe I'm going to tell you this, but I have a crush on Wilson. I'm he's amazing, right? So what happens? Months later, it's a fresh episode. I'm thinking, I'm never telling her anything ever again.
Oh my God.
I feel like that's why she was and is so brilliant. And I'm sure that the other actors that you have or will speak to about this show will tell you so much of who they are and were, and it was in the scripts. I think that's why they were so good, is because she wasn't reaching into her imagination. She was to a point, but it was based in truth and reality and what people that age were going through. And I think that's why the show affects people the way it does, is because it was just so true.
Oh my God, that's incredible. I got full chills knowing that that originated there from you.
Kept my mouth shut.
No, I'm so glad you didn't.
How could you not? Do you blame me? Wilson Cruz, come on.
No, gorgeous, literally indefinitely gorgeous. He just is infinitely gorgeous.
Yeah, he's just a beautiful man. Yes.
Well, let's talk about, let's talk about Ricky now, okay, Ricky and Delia, since Ricky. That's where we are, right? And I kind of do want to go backwards. Okay. I would love to start at the last episode and talk about that scene because I didn't know at the time. I don't think I knew when I watched it, but it's the series finale, but it's certainly the season finale. And Ricky, tells you, your character is the character that Ricky says, I am gay to for the first time.
Yeah. And I think it was the first time, you might want to fact check this, but I think it was the first time a teenager came out as gay on a network television show.
Yeah. Well, what I found, because I think that's true also, and it's also the first time that an openly gay actor played an openly gay character, which I think also has a lot of power in this scene. That right. This is Wilson and from what we've read and gathered, this is also in the beginning stages of Wilson coming out as well. Right. So I just wonder what this was like what the playing of this scene was like, what it was on set, what you remember.
So Elodie Keene directed the episode, and I remember doing that moment where I say, oh gosh, I hope I get the line right, but you're gay, right? And he throws down the pencil and he says, yes, I'm gay. I remember doing that moment, I'm not even kidding, about 15 times.
Wow.
We did it again, and adjustments were made. And I think everybody, producers, writers, the director, Wilson, me, we just wanted it to be so right and so perfect. And we took so much time with that moment to be sure that it had everything that we needed it to have before we moved on. It was really, I'm grateful that they were so precious with it. You know what I mean? That they took the time not to just blow through it, but to really do it justice and do it right.
Absolutely. And it reads. I mean, I didn't yet know that I was queer in 1994 when I was watching the character of Ricky. But I knew that his character impacted me in a way that I couldn't yet sort of like wrap my brain around. But watching it now, doing this rewatch, it's, I sobbed watching it because it is so beautifully done. I just rewatched just that little bit of that finale right before we got on this call. And he struggles with it. He looks to you and your character, which I think is equally as powerful. Your character gives him this like warmth and love and safety and strength in her response.
Which is so amazing considering it was 1994. Yes. That's the way it was written. I think that's what made it so powerful, that it was love on both sides. And then the thing he says to me, where if I was straight, I would be with you. Like, I mean, there was like so much care and consideration between the two characters that it was, that's my puppy. My dog is puppy. He's excited
he's like, as well. I want to be a part of this interview.
But from both sides, there was love and understanding, I think that says a lot too about Wilson's character, the character of Ricky, that at his most vulnerable, he still has the presence of mind to take care of someone else when they need it. It wasn't like, oh, you have a crush, that's great, let me tell you about me. And from my point of view, it wasn't, I have a crush, I don't care what's going on with you. Like, it was just, we love each other and we accept each other and we're here, which is, I think, what makes it so beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Did you still have a crush on him when you filmed the scene?
Oh my God, are you kidding? To this day. So I did this show called Faking It on MTV a few years ago, and we had the screening of the pilot at the LGBT Center in Hollywood. And it just so happened, it was like sponsored by GLAAD, and it just so happens that Wilson was the moderator.
Right.
So we hadn't seen each other in like 20 years. There was some communication via social media, but like we hadn't really seen each other. And I walked into the room and I saw him and I was like right back there. It was like immediate. And he will always have this place in my heart that I just, it's the Wilson Cruz pocket in my heart.
Oh, I think so many of us have, maybe not your specific Wilson Cruz pocket, but we all have that Wilson Cruz pocket.
Oh yeah. He's delicious and sweet and loving. And I'm a fan.
So speaking of Delia and Ricky, I mean, we first see them together in Life of Brian, which is a massive episode of television. It's such an important episode of TV.
And it's the first one told through someone other than Angela.
Yes, I was reading somewhere recently that, that we only got 19 episodes and there's 2 in the first season, but like how fun it would have been if it had continued, that we would have gotten probably more from other characters.
ABC, damn you!
Damn you forever, yes. But this meeting of Delia and Ricky, it really happens at the dance, right?
Yeah.
That like Delia is just this force, right? Just like screw you, goes to the friggin' dance by herself and is like, I'm here and I'm gonna have fun.
That's such a boss move.
Oh, it's incredible.
Because I think about myself at that age, I don't know if I would have had the confidence to do that. I think I probably would have been the one in my room crying, eating a pint of ice cream. Like that would have been me.
I mean, same, 100%. And we even see because the character of Angela is a pretty big boss in a lot of ways, but she's not going to that damn dance by herself either. It's like
she hitches a ride. Yeah. Well, in her mind, she hitches a ride, but it's a date to Brian. That's a whole other thing. But I mean, just to have that sort of, like you said, boss female character, high school femaler. Yes.
And then it's like, we see like, hell yeah, that she's totally taking, control of herself, of her destiny, et cetera.
Right.
But then I actually thought it was the last scene in the whole episode, because it's in my mind, it's just like, what could possibly happen after that? Yeah. But you dance with Ricky and it's, you dance with Wilson Cruz, but Delia dances with Ricky.
Oh yeah.
And it's a transformative moment because it's also right after Ricky has had some heartbreak and so I just want to know everything. I mean, just start at the beginning.
So I remember, when I booked the role, they told me there would be a dance rehearsal. And I thought, okay, well, I don't know what that means, but yeah, let's go. And I got to the rehearsal and it was me and Michael Rooney and Wilson Cruz. And Michael Rooney is Mickey Rooney's son. He's a choreographer. And I was a little starstruck by that first of all, because I grew up on all the Judy Garland, Mickey Rooney movies. Yeah. And he said, we're going to choreograph a dance for this scene, and it's going to be you and Wilson dancing together. And I thought, well, awesome. Yeah, I'm in. And he started to choreograph us. And then I think what he realized was that we were both good dancers. Like, it was something like, I love dancing. I've been dancing since I was probably danced before I could walk. And it's one of my absolute favorite things to do in the whole world. So given the opportunity to do it and then to do it with Wilson, like, it was on, right? Yes. So we choreographed a big chunk of it. And then he started like improvising with us. He's like, well, try this or try this. And that mentality continued on set. Like, when we shot, we did the choreographed dance, and then he was just like, keep going, keep doing more, keep doing more. So a lot of what ended up towards the tail end of our dance was just Wilson and I like riffing off each other and having a blast and enjoying each other. And I loved that Michael, I mean, he's an amazing choreographer, and the stuff that he choreographed is beautiful. Like the whole dipping thing, like that was all him. But then he was like, okay, now let's just let these two people express themselves and, work out their stuff on the dance floor. And that's what we did. And it was such a cool thing to be a part of. And I remember it being very warm. I remember loving the purple furry sweater at the beginning of the day and hating it with every inch of my being by the end.
That makes sense.
Like, really, Patrick, did you have to put me in a furry sweater? But no, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so it was just this whole, I mean, we shot that scene over the course of, the actual dance itself, I think, was one day, but that whole scene was many days. Wow. With a bunch of different people. And
it's so, and it never loses. It's like, as many times as I watch that scene, it is exactly that. It's like you both just feeding off of each other. Like, you can feel it through the television screen.
And that song, I mean, come on. Every time I hear that song, I either text Wilson or I tweet him or something. Like, it's just, I think we'll forever be attached together through that song. Amazing. In that moment. Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah. And so what about you coming to the role of Delia? Like, did you bring some of yourself to that role? Where are the places where like you and Delia are similar and the places where you're not at all?
I remember very much understanding her point of view about not being the one that was chosen. Like I was sort of the best friend syndrome growing up. Like, I was always in love with my best friend who was in love with someone else. Like that was kind of my MO. That was where I was living when I was younger. And I remember really identifying with that in Delia, that feeling like he wants someone other than me. He likes me just fine, but I'm not enough to be the one that he's choosing.
Yeah.
So I definitely, there's crossover there. I never had anybody ask me to the dance and then unask me, so that's good.
What a move, Brian. What a friggin' move, man.
At the time the show aired, my grandmother was just beginning to have dementia. And I remember she called me and she said, Senta, you should not let a boy treat you like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm on it. Got it. Yeah, that's my little Italian grandmother is
amazing. That's amazing. I have a memory. So, like, I know that you said your grandmother was beginning dementia. Maybe that's what like crossed wires for her. But I used to do theater years and years ago, and I remember I was in a play called Crimes of the Heart, and I played the oldest.
Yes.
Yeah, so I played the oldest sister, and my mom was like, it killed me to watch you blow out your candle all by yourself for your birthday. And I was like, Mom, it's not me.
Yeah. No, there was a bit of a disconnect there between, acting and real life. And then there's my sweet mother who watched the show and said about that scene at Big Guy Burger, I really liked your hair in that scene. And I thought, wait, what?
God, that's like the classic, like, I can't believe you could remember all of those lines. Like, that's your compliment. Yeah,
but, I just, there was a lot of me and Delia, me and Delia in liking the slightly quirky intellectual guy. That was definitely something that was present when I was younger. And even to this day, I mean, my husband's an editor. So yeah, same thing.
Right. I was just going to say, what do you think? We so sadly only got 19 episodes of this beautiful show. And I wonder if you have thoughts on like where the character of Delia would have gone if we got to watch her further.
Yeah. I read an interview with Winnie where she spoke about a second season where Brian and Delia would get back together and what that would do with Brian and Angela. And if Angela saw Brian, like relationship Brian, how that would change her point of view of him. And also how Delia would influence Brian in just, how to handle women. It was a bit of a,
Oh God, if only we had gotten that growth in Brian.
Right. Just a little bit of growth, just a little bit. But and I love that Sharon was definitely the voice of reason in that.
Oh my God, yeah.
But yeah, so I based on Winnie saying that, I imagine that they might have gotten back together. But I do feel like Delia would have made Brian jump through a few hoops before agreeing to it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she would have laid down the law for sure.
I mean, I just watched I watched your scenes in the other two episodes, like not Life of Brian, but I rewatched it, and like your eye roll game is on point. It's like your eye rolls to Brian are just like, I feel like Delia would have definitely made him do a lot before.
Oh, he would have been miserable for a solid 6 months.
Incredible.
But I think that would have been fun too, because I also feel like, it would have been interesting from my point of view to see my character get the guy.
Yeah.
And to see her get the guy in a very active way, not in a, he'll take me because he couldn't have her, but in a, like, you have to fight for me now sort of thing.
Totally.
Yeah, that would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, we even get a little bit of that in Life of Brian, the scene where you're sort of like, if you're going to ask me to the goddamn dance, fucking spit it out, man.
That's the thing about Brian. He couldn't take a fucking hint. Like, it's like you got to spell it out for him.
Right. There's so many moments and scenes and wonderful experiences that I'm sure you had on set that I want to sort of open the floor to you to share anything that I might not have asked about.
I remember going to the wrap party in a hot pink satin Betsy Johnson dress, as one does.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I remember dancing the night away with everyone in the cast and crew. I remember when we found out that the show was not getting an immediate pickup and the ratings were bad, and we sort of all had a feeling that it was going to be canceled. I remember sitting in the makeup trailer and lighting candles and hugging and crying and talking through things with everyone. I remember that.
So what was the timeline on that? Like you said, you were at the wrap party, but at the wrap party, did you already know that the show wasn't coming back, or was that
I didn't know. I didn't know. The producers might have known, although maybe they didn't, because at the end of the season, there was talk. Winnie told me directly that if they got picked up, that I'd be coming back. So I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that there would have been more. But yeah, I don't think I definitely didn't know. It was a bit of a I wouldn't say it was a surprise, but it was heartbreaking. And then when MTV picked us up and it became this sort of like cult classic, that was surprising on another level, because for so long we were the underdog on ABC. It was kind of even a miracle that we ended up on ABC to begin with. But, for it to go to MTV and people actually start watching it, I remember feeling really bummed that didn't happen sooner, that maybe we could have stayed on longer.
I want you to know that I did my part. I sent a handwritten petition around my high school. I did. I truly did. I was devastated. Yeah, you're welcome. I don't think
that. That's lovely.
Yeah, I don't know that I understood television at the time or how it works. I like very much believed that maybe it would help, but I was so sad.
Helped.
Yeah.
No, I think you helped. I think you did. I think ABC was like, but Kristin started.
Kristin Russo really, really wants the show.
Yeah, there's a petition floating around. And that was before, here's where it's impressive. That was before internet petitions where you could just log on and sign. You were like doing the legwork. So thank you.
I probably had a freaking clipboard. You know what I mean?
On behalf of the entire My So-Called Life cast, thank you.
Well, it's all worth it now. That just became fully worth it. So I mentioned this to you before we started recording, but when we had just watched an episode where Sharon's character had her like Walkman headphones on, and so we started sort of imagining like, well, what would Sharon have been listening to? And we started, thinking, oh, maybe this, maybe that. And then when Joanna talked to her, she asked her what she thought Sharon would be listening to. So I wanted to know what you think would be some of the music on like Delia's mixtape that she pops into her Walkman.
Well, I think as soon as the moment happened with Ricky, What Is Love would be on there. That's obvious, just to remind her of that empowerment and like moment. And I do believe that Ricky and Delia would have been lifelong friends. Like, I'm pretty sure that had the show continued, we'd be living next to each other. So that would definitely be on there. I also feel like Delia would have been like all about the women singers. Like, I think that like
a Lilith Fair girl.
Some Maniacs would have been on there, and right? Because the night, and then of course because she's dealing with this thing with Brian, you got to go Melissa Etheridge. I'm the only one, right? Have to.
Oh my God. Shit. You're now making Kristin Russo's mixtape also. So this is going great.
And then we got to go The Pretenders. I'll stand by you when he eventually comes around, then he needs to serenade her with that. So yeah, I feel like there would be a bit of a Lilith Fair thing, maybe a little
I love this.
Lisa Loeb stay.
Yes.
Yeah. And because I was just going to say, just because she had gone through this whole emotional journey with Brian, it would be a lot of those like female empowerment songs.
Yes. And I thought that there would be a little overlap between Sharon's mixtape and Delia's mixtape because they are pals, and Lisa Loeb's Stay is like kind of the lead-in song for Sharon. So that makes
look at that.
Yeah, so we've Venn diagrammed it, and it's totally happening.
Yeah, well, maybe she's the one that turned me on to it, because maybe Delia wasn't quite hip enough to know Lisa Loeb, but and also I probably would guess that after hearing the song, Delia invested in a pair of tortoise shell glasses.
Oh my God, and would have looked so fantastic. I can like picture it in my mind. Yes. Yeah. I mean, that beret you wear in the finale with the bow is like, that you can rock a statement piece if you can get away with that beret with that bow.
That is a big bow. That is a big, big bow. Yeah. Oh, I remember that beret. I actually think I went on. I think that, I could say confidently that Patrick influenced my fashion choices after the show, because I would wear a beret with a bow or a hat with a big flower. Like, that all went down.
Well, that had to feel good for Patrick.
Yeah. I just worked with him again a few years ago.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, he directed an episode of Faking It.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool after all those years to see him again. This business is so freaking small. You run into the same people again and again.
Well, and that's kind of that's something that I wanted to hear about as well. Before we say goodbye to you, I want to know. I mean, I know because I follow you on Twitter now, but I want everyone else to know sort of like where to find you and also like what we should be looking for, because I know that you are just like all working on so many things all the time.
Yeah, the last year has been good. I just shot Little Fires Everywhere for Hulu. That's one with Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington, and that'll come out in February, I believe. So that was really fun. I got to play a character unlike any other character I've played. And then I've been working a ton commercially. I have a Capital One Walmart commercial and an Xfinity commercial, and I just shot a TurboTax commercial. So
oh my gosh,
I should be on your TV a bunch in the next few months.
Well, I mean, you definitely entered so many of our hearts back in 1994 via Delia. And it's been such a privilege and a joy to get to talk to you and hear some of your stories. And
it's been fun talking to you too. And I'm just so grateful that I was able to play that character. You know, you don't, when you're playing that character and you're in that moment, you don't realize what it is. And now 25 years later, but before that too, but you know, it takes some time, some distance to realize what it was and how special it was. And it's still to this day one of the best jobs I've ever had.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree that it is one of the best shows. It's been one of the best shows in my lifetime. I know that. So,
well, maybe with all these reboots, they'll bring it back.
Right? I mean, my other podcast is on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and they're rebooting that. So maybe it's just whatever I talk about, they're going to bring back.
Well, keep talking about it, because we could be adults with teenagers now, and we have a whole new generation back again.
Oh my God, it would be so great. Oh my God, Graham would be a grandpa. You're so much.
Patty with her OCD adjacent tendencies. Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you again and again. And I cannot wait to journey through the rest of the series with Delia.
Well, thank you for inviting me onto your podcast. And thank you for doing this podcast. This is so very cool that you guys are celebrating the show in this way. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. We're having a blast doing it.
Yay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?
From the darkest corners of our imagination comes a game show that's more ridiculous than terrifying. Welcome to Tickled to Death, the horror comedy game show where nothing is sacred, everything's a little unhinged, and the only thing more cursed than the questions are the jokes. I'm Roz Hernandez, your fearless host, and each week I'll be leading a brave group of guests through twisted horror trivia, improv games, and enough sarcastic banter to make you question all your life's choices. So come for the screams, stay for the snark. Listen to Tickled to Death wherever you get your podcasts, and hit follow unless you want the show to follow you. In the meantime, don't get tickled to death.
There are names that echo in the world of true crime, names that carry unanswered questions. Oakley Carlson, a 5-year-old girl who deserved safety, protection, and love, yet the system built to protect her failed, and Oakley disappeared. Her community still calls her name.
Or Ellen Greenberg, found in her locked apartment with 20 stab wounds, a case declared a suicide. But how does a locked apartment tell two different stories at once?
These are not just cases we have covered. They are people. They were loved, and they mattered.
Their stories deserve to be told with care, with depth, with truth.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Ricky.
We are the husband and wife duo behind Crime Salad.
Every week we uncover stories of the missing, the silence, the misunderstood. We ask the questions that were left behind. We refuse to let these stories be forgotten.
Because behind every case is a family holding on, a community seeking answers, and a story that deserves to be heard.
We invite you to listen to Crime Salad,
Your healthy portion of true crime, wherever you get your podcasts.